Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. This is your girl, Kimmie, with Straight Arrow Motivations. Motivations. It's time for your motivation. It's time for your motivation. It's time for your motivation. Hi. Come on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Woo-hoo-hoo. TGIF. Wow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. For those of you who are returning, I appreciate you so much, my faithful, loyal fans. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I am Kimmie, and this is Straight Arrow Motivations. And at Straight Arrow Motivations, what I try to do is encourage you and inspire you and help you to be your very best self. So come on in and let's get started. It won't be long this evening or this morning, whenever you are watching. I just gotta tonight, it might just be a soapbox session. Soapbox session. Now, let me introduce you to soapbox session. That's something new where I get up on my soapbox and do my little venting. And maybe you could do yours too, but tell me how you feel about this tonight. Respecting others' opinions. Respecting others' opinions. Do you or do other people that you know, do you respect the opinions of others? I mean, is it me, or just lately it seems as if everybody needs to have the same opinions and agree and have the same thoughts of mind, or else they're out of here. They are out of here. When did we get to be a nation to where if your thinking is different from my thinking, then off with your head? You know, what is going on? I really, to be honest, I think I can pinpoint when we started thinking like this, when that spirit crept into this country. That was about probably 4.5 years ago. No particular event that I'm thinking of. The last president. Excuse that little coughing there that I had, that little coughing spell. I don't know if you heard what I said, but about 4 years ago, we saw a certain spirit that crept over this nation. And it just got to be to where, there was no middle ground. Everyone had to have the same opinion. You couldn't have a different opinion. And if you had a different opinion and what you were saying were lies and fake news and false, and that's just not right. That's just not what educated people do. I mean, respecting others' opinions is not always easy, but it is very necessary in a democratic society. Make the effort to respect an opinion that is different from your own. There's not anything wrong with that. You can have your personal beliefs, and another person can have a whole nother set of personal beliefs, and you may clash, but that's okay. What they say, agree to disagree. And at the end of the day, you still respect their opinion and they still respect your opinion. And I don't know when we as America stopped doing that. This was America the Beautiful, where, different cultures, different religions, different nationalities, what would we call the melting pot? And I don't know, maybe we're all melted. Maybe we're all melted in just one big conglomerate now, and everyone doesn't have, tolerance for others and their beliefs. And that's really sad. Because as I said, people come from different backgrounds. I am African American, and um, I come from the South, and I was raised in a home with Christian values. I was raised in a home. I lost my dad early, but my mom remarried, so there was a man figure. There was, we were a family with a sister, brother, grandparents. Um, just that's the background that I grew up with. Education was at the forefront. God was first, and respect and love of country. And I've experienced things in my life. I've traveled. I haven't traveled abroad outside of Mexico, but I've done traveling across the, domestic travel across the United States. And I've gotten a college degree, and I consider myself read and educated. And I consider myself to be someone that is open minded, to be able. Now, I am stern on what I believe, but that doesn't mean that I can't be friends with someone that is totally opposite of me. That's not what that means. To have an opinion different from my opinion, different from my views, that is okay. That is okay to have a different opinion. And somewhere along the way, we turned, we made it wasn't a curve. It wasn't a curve. I don't even know why I was doing a curve, because it wasn't a curve. It was a sharp turn. It was a sharp turn. We made a sharp turn, and it wasn't even to the right. It was a sharp turn to the left. And we just, now everything is rah, rah, rah. And it's my opinion, and I win. And what you're saying is trash. And we can't be like that. People have varying opinions. Let me give you an example. Two famous civil rights era men, leaders, Dr. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X, they were both born in the 20s. Both of them were fighting against injustices done to African American people, and a system that was set up for us to fail. But both of them were on total opposite ends of the spectrum when it came to how to handle the poverty, how to handle racial injustice, how to handle prejudices that were at that time very prevalent. Well, could be now, but at that time were prevalent in the United States. Malcolm X was a more militant, hey, let's take to the streets, let's fight, let's band together. And he took a more physical, radical approach. And Dr. Martin Luther King, took a more non-violent approach. He was a minister of the gospel, and he took a more non-violent approach. Let's protest, peaceful protest, march. And the two men, I think, upon my reading, it said that they had met only one time, and Malcolm X had begun to see things a little bit differently. He had taken a trip, and he had come back, and he began to see things a little bit differently. And he began to kind of change his radical ways just a little bit. And he was assassinated, and upon his death, Martin Luther King reached out to his widow, And then he began to, in his later years, get more radical. So they were both men in the same era, powerful giants. And in the beginning, they collided. They collided with their varying opinions. But, towards the end, it began to shift and to change, but unfortunately, Malcolm X got assassinated, and then on down the road, Dr. Martin Luther King got assassinated. And so, just think if they could have lived, oh my goodness, what a different world we probably would be living in right now if both of those powerhouses had a chance to just live a little bit longer and come together and work together and unite African American people. But that is an example of two, like I said, giants with different opinions. Very different opinions at first, and different backgrounds, different beliefs, but fighting for one cause. And I just don't know how we can solve the problem of what to do when someone has a different opinion than you. One thing you can do, the key thing you can do, is to listen, to truly listen and not attack. And when I say listen, truly listen, not as you're listening thinking of what you're going to say next. This is not a debate, but let somebody express what they want to express and get what they have to say. Get it out. And then listen. Think about what they've said. Same thing when you're trying to express your opinion. Be a good listener so that the other person in turn can listen to you. And it's not an argument. It's not a debate. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be an argument. It shouldn't be a debate. My opinion is my opinion. I should not be trying to convince you of my opinion if we're having a discussion. If we're just having a discussion, I'm simply telling you what I think, what I believe, based on whatever the topic is. So that shouldn't be a fight. That shouldn't be a no, it's my way or the highway. No, that's old, antiquated thinking, and it should be done away with. What approach you want to do is to be a good listener. If it's something, like I said, that you don't agree with, then, as they say, agree to disagree. And just be considerate, be kind. Just think about, everyone has the right to be heard, and think about, what we want. What we want. And we all want, like I said, the right to be heard. The right to be heard, and just be able to embrace people. And that's the other tip, to separate. Separate me, Kimmie, from my opinion. Separate me from my opinion. So that way, you're not mad at me. You may not like my opinion, but me and you are still cool. We should still be cool, or we can go and get some lunch or get some coffee, So separate the person from their belief or their opinion that may not be in line with yours. So I just thank you so much for listening tonight. I thank you for being a part. I thank you for helping me on my journey to success. And on the way, I plan to reach back and pull up as many people as I can. If you've liked what you've heard tonight, please give me a thumbs up. Please share, and please subscribe. Thank you so much. This has been your girl Kimmie with Straight Arrow Motivations. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Be blessed.